The movie begins in the icy, frigid waters of the Antarctic Ocean during the harsh winter season. A massive ship is trapped in the frozen sea, completely stuck in the thick ice. The captain and his crew are doing everything they possibly can to free the ship and ensure the safety of all passengers on board. But the cold is intensifying rapidly, making survival in this frozen wasteland nearly impossible. During a violent, stormy night, a scream pierces through the howling wind. Someone is shouting desperately for help. The captain, along with a few of his crew, rushes toward the source of the cries. They find a man who is terrified and pleading, saying, "Please, either take me away from here or end my life. Don't leave me to suffer." Seeing his desperate state, the captain decides to bring him aboard the ship. But as soon as they do, a terrifying monster appears near the ship, the same one that had been chasing the man and from whom he had been seeking help. At this point, only the monster's enormous hands and long, menacing limbs are shown. Without delay, it attacks everyone on the ship. The crew fights back fiercely, but nothing seems to work. Bullets have no effect. A soldier then attempts to strike the creature with a powerful mini-rocket launcher, but even that doesn't kill it. The monster falls off the ship but, enraged, begins violently shaking the vessel. Inside, the chaos grows as parts of the ship are destroyed, and the crew's lives are at risk. Seeing the danger, the captain hurls a heavy object onto the ice near the monster, breaking it apart and sending the creature plunging into the freezing waters. The crew assumes the monster is dead, but little do they know, it has survived. Morning arrives, and the captain approaches the man they rescued, asking how the monster came after him. This prompts the man, Victor, to start recounting his story, taking the audience back to his past. We see young Victor at the age of 12. He is the son of a brilliant scientist, and his father hopes Victor will follow in his footsteps and become an exceptional doctor and scientist. With his own hard work and his father's guidance, Victor indeed becomes a young scientist, achieving remarkable success at an early age. However, Victor experiences a tragic loss. He cannot save his mother. Furious and heartbroken, he turns his anger toward his father, questioning the value of science that could not protect his mother. His father explains that bringing someone back to life is beyond human power. This moment ignites a new path in Victor's life. He vows to find a way to revive the dead, to create a formula or technique unknown even to his father. Back in the present, the monster, which had fallen into the icy waters, emerges unharmed. Despite freezing temperatures, it shows no sign of weakness. The story flashes back to Victor, who has been working for years on reviving human life. By the age of 30, he discovers a method to animate dead organs using electricity. Excited, he demonstrates his experiment at a high-profile business meeting, showing a half-human brought to life via a machine. Everyone is horrified, fearing Victor is challenging God and overstepping moral bounds. They demand he stop his experiments. Victor refuses and even demonstrates that the humanoid can catch a thrown ball and respond verbally, shocking everyone further. No investors are willing to fund him, and Victor leaves the meeting, heartbroken, while his creation suffers. Some people reject his work, worried that if humanity knew such experiments were possible, death itself would be threatened, and the world would become overpopulated. Depressed, Victor is later approached by a wealthy businessman who is dying and wants to extend his life. Hearing about Victor's experiment filled the rich businessman with hope. Finally, he believed he might actually survive. The businessman tells Victor, "Whatever amount of money you need, whatever equipment you want, no matter where in the world it is, I will get it for you. Just build your lab and finish your experiment. And one day, you must save my life." Victor is overjoyed. He rushes to his brother William's house to share this incredible news, that he is finally going to build his own laboratory. William is proud of him. There, Victor also meets William's wife, Elizabeth. She gently warns him, "There is a line between science and God. Complete your experiments through science, but never start thinking of yourself as God." Soon after, Victor moves far away to a remote location where no one will discover what he is working on. He slowly transforms an old mansion into his laboratory and even brings in 2 massive silver antennas. He knew he would need an enormous amount of electricity to bring a full human body back to life. far more than anything humans could produce at that time. So he planned to use electricity from the sky, lightning. Those silver antennas would capture the lightning and send its power into his experiment, bringing his creation to life. William and Elizabeth, who was actually the niece of that wealthy businessman, helped Victor build the lab. After the lab was ready, Victor attempted many experiments to bring a complete human back to life. But every attempt failed. One day, Elizabeth gives him a simple but powerful idea. Don't start in the middle. Start from the beginning. Look at yourself, build it the way a real human is built. Victor finally understands. He restarts the experiment from scratch. He studies his own body movements, then builds a skeleton for his humanoid, attaching artificial muscles and wiring them carefully so the creature could move its arms, legs, and entire body like a human. Once the physical structure was done, he needed all the organs that go inside a real human body. But where would he get them? At that time, a war was raging. Victor began collecting corpses from the battlefield. He dissected each dead body to find good organs: eyes from one body, a nose from another, a heart from someone else. The entire process was horrifying. Piece by piece, Victor assembled this humanoid with organs from many different people. When the body was complete, Victor named it Frankenstein. He connected the creature's heart to a power machine that would pump electricity through it and bring it to life. Now all he needed was one thing: a thunderstorm. If lightning struck those silver antennas, the surge of electricity would flow into Frankenstein and awaken him. And then one day, the storm finally arrived. Victor felt certain that tonight would be the night his experiment succeeded. The wealthy businessman also arrived at the mansion, excited to see the final result. Victor asks, "So tell me, what do you want from me after this?" The man replies, "What else would I want? When I die, bring me back to life just like this body. And if you can't revive me, then take my heart and brain and put them inside this new body." Victor immediately refuses. "No, I will not perform surgery on this body again." The businessman becomes furious, and they get into a heated fight. During the struggle, the businessman slips, falls, and dies. Lightning crashes onto Victor's towers, exactly as planned. But even with all this, Victor discovers his experiment has failed again. Frankenstein does not come to life. Victor is crushed. Years of effort, completely wasted. Exhausted and hopeless, he eventually falls asleep. When he wakes up the next morning, he can't believe his eyes. Frankenstein is alive. The creature is standing right in front of him, wrapped in bandages. Its movements are strange, unnatural, nothing like a normal human. But how could it be? Every part of its body was taken from different people, stitched together, and powered with wires. The creature looks terrifying. Even Victor is scared of it. Because of fear, he locks Frankenstein inside a hidden room. Over time, Victor realizes that mentally, Frankenstein is like a newborn baby. So he starts teaching him how to speak. His first lesson: "I am Victor." The creature repeats in a deep, monstrous voice, Victor." Day by day, Victor tries to teach him how to live like a normal human. But Victor forgets one important thing. The creature's brain is still like a child's. He needs to be treated like a child, not like an adult experiment. A few days later, William and Elizabeth come to visit Victor. As soon as they arrive, Victor becomes nervous. He knows he is responsible for the death of Elizabeth's uncle. To avoid facing her, Victor stays busy, but Elizabeth hears strange sounds coming from the basement. She goes down to investigate, and there she meets Frankenstein. Elizabeth was shocked when she first saw the creature, but she was also genuinely happy for Victor's success. Looking at Frankenstein, she smiled and said, "Wow, you're huge." Frankenstein stared at her with innocent curiosity and asked for her name. She gently introduced herself as Elizabeth. Slowly, she began teaching Frankenstein simple things, just like a child. She taught him 3 basic words: water, air, and fire. Victor noticed something surprising. Frankenstein wasn't understanding his lessons, but he understood everything Elizabeth taught him, because she spoke to him like he was a child at his learning level. This made Victor feel jealous. Angry, he went straight to his brother William. He told William, "Take Elizabeth away from here immediately. The creature I created is very dangerous. He's the one who killed Elizabeth's uncle." Victor even showed William the dead body. "If you want to save your life and your wife's life, leave right now. I'll destroy this creature myself." William believed him. He immediately took Elizabeth and left the mansion. And the moment they were gone, Victor poured petrol all over the mansion and set it on fire. A massive explosion followed. The force threw Victor out of the building. His leg was horribly injured, almost completely torn from his body, held together by just a few veins. William panicked and took Victor into the city for medical help. The story suddenly cuts back to the present timeline. Frankenstein had survived the freezing ocean and climbed aboard the ship. He had already set parts of it on fire in his rage. The captain, terrified yet determined, confronted the creature and asked, "Is the story Victor, your father, told us true? Are you really so dangerous that you kill humans?" Frankenstein replied, "No, that is only half the truth. I have never killed anyone. I am angry with Victor. I want revenge for what he did to me. He left me inside a burning mansion. I barely escaped through a basement passage. That passage led into the forest. And I wandered those forests for years." His voice trembled with emotion. He never thought about what it would be like for a child-minded creature to survive alone in this world. "Even animals would run away from me in fear. I was completely alone." He continued, "Whenever hunters saw me, they would immediately attack because they thought I was a demon. One day, a group of hunters shot me. I ran for my life and hid inside a nearby house. When I woke up, all my wounds were healed." Frankenstein's eyes softened as he remembered. That house was full of people who loved each other. Watching them, I realized, I wanted a family too. I wanted people I could talk to. There was an old man who often taught his granddaughter how to read. I listened secretly. I watched them. I learned their language. I copied their behavior. He would study their routine, how each member of the family worked to keep the household running. Wanting to help, he began secretly doing chores for them. He carried heavy bundles of firewood for them. He hunted deer and left the meat outside their door. The family was always confused, wondering who was helping them. Their grandfather would simply say, "Maybe God is sending us help." Time passed, and the family decided to move to the city, except for the old grandfather, who chose to stay behind. Soon, we learned the truth. The grandfather couldn't see. He was blind. But he could hear, and he always knew someone was living in their house. He had always sensed Frankenstein's presence. And he believed, deep in his heart, that the creature was not a monster, but a lonely being. After the family left, Frankenstein finally revealed himself. The old man accepted him without fear, treating him like a member of the family. He taught Frankenstein how to live like a human, how to read, how to behave, how to understand emotions. For the first time in his life, Frankenstein felt loved. One day, Frankenstein had learned almost everything the old man taught him. The grandpa was talking to him and gently asked, "Where did you come from?" Hearing this, Frankenstein froze. He had never even thought about it. He had no real answer. The grandpa tried to help him remember and said, "You must recall something. Where were you last before you came here?" Frankenstein said, "Nice. The place where I came from, I remember that place. I can go back there." The grandpa told him, "You should go. Maybe then you'll learn who you truly are." Following his advice, Frankenstein returned to the same lab where Victor had created him. There, he discovered the truth about Victor's experiments. He realized he was never born, he was made. He also found Victor's address and decided he would go meet him and politely ask him to create another creature like him, someone who could live with him so he wouldn't be alone anymore. Excited to share this discovery, he hurried back to the grandpa's house. But the moment he arrived, he was shattered. Wolves had attacked the old man, and the grandpa was barely alive. Frankenstein broke down, crying, telling him, "You can't die, you're the only person in this world who ever stayed with me." While they were talking, the old man's sons arrived. They saw Frankenstein and immediately assumed he was a monster. Without warning, they shot him from behind. To escape, he ran outside as they fired several more bullets at him until he finally collapsed. They thought he was dead, but he was only unconscious. The next day, Frankenstein woke up again, but the grandpa was gone. His children had taken him away. Now Frankenstein knew what he had to do: go to Victor. After traveling for days, he finally reached Victor's home. But what he saw filled him with rage. Victor and his brother William were happily partying while Frankenstein's life had been nothing but pain and loneliness. Angry, he attacked Victor and shouted, "I'll kill you!" Victor yelled back, "Good, that's what I want. Kill me. I regret the day I saved a monster like you. You ruined my life from the moment you opened your eyes." Frankenstein said, "I'm not a monster." But Victor didn't listen and was about to shoot him, when Elizabeth suddenly stepped between them and took the bullet meant for Frankenstein. He broke down all over again. First the grandpa, now Elizabeth, the only two people who ever treated him like a human. Holding Elizabeth in his arms, he walked out of the party, devastated. At home, William was in shock over his wife's death. Victor begged for his forgiveness, but William threw him out of the house, blaming him for everything. Now Victor was furious at Frankenstein. He believed Frankenstein had destroyed his family. In his rage, he hunted down Frankenstein and even cut off his nose when he found him. Victor shouted, "I'll get my revenge." Frankenstein said, "If revenge is what you want, then find me." Then he disappeared. Years passed. Victor chased him everywhere, carrying weapons that could kill him. One day, Frankenstein came to Victor himself and said, "Fine. What do you have to kill me? Give it to me. I'll kill myself. But if I don't die, I'll kill you." Victor handed him a dynamite stick. Frankenstein lit it, it exploded, but as always, he survived. After that day, he hunted Victor relentlessly, determined to finish him just as he promised. When he finally caught Victor and was torturing him, Victor called for help from the captain and his men. This was the same moment shown at the start of the movie. Now in the present timeline, Frankenstein finished telling his entire story to Victor and the captain. He said, "I never wanted much from you, Victor. I didn't even want to kill you. In the beginning, I only wanted to find you and ask you to make someone like me. Someone I could live with." Hearing this, Victor's eyes filled with tears. He apologized, saying he never trusted the very being he created. Victor was now dying. Before taking his last breath, he said, "You must live in my place. And you must forgive me." Frankenstein forgave him. Everyone on the ship cried, seeing their emotional ending. Frankenstein then stepped off the ship and pushed their frozen vessel free from the ice so the crew could return safely to the ocean. Everyone waved goodbye to him as they sailed away. Frankenstein watched humans drift away from him yet again. This time, he accepted that he would live the rest of his life alone. If you love this recap, please subscribe for more new movie recaps.